we're jumping into our final conversation for today, and we're joined with the Belize Camping Experience. On the couch with us this morning, we have Ms. Janelle Blanco, who's the staff manager, as well as Mr. Osni Torres, who's the head of media department.
Morning.
And we're talking about the Apples for Kids fundraisers 2023. Right? So let's hear more about that. We know last year they came here and they were already sold out, but now they're playing to you.
They're
to
here
come
earlier.
and help the fundraising efforts. So good morning to both of you. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Yeah, well, we're so glad to be back. Yes, last year was a good year for Apples for Kids. Thank you to the Belizean public, because it was everybody in Belize that bought their boxes of apples that we were able to be sold out after 3 days, I believe. Right?
Amazing.
But
It was awesome.
we are excited to have that fundraiser again this year, and that's why we came earlier, because we just want to let everybody know we're doing Apples for Kids again, what it's all about, and not just tell them you can get a nice crunchy apple from Chihuahua, Mexico, but also what it is that it's supporting, which is the work that we do at Belize Camping Experience.
Right, so let's hear more about what it is all about.
And the fundraising part too as well. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think that differentiation is really important.
Yes, and so it is a fundraiser for Belize Camping Experience. Many of the people know also the Harvest for Kids, and the Harvest for Kids is also a fundraiser for Belize Camping Experience. And so all proceeds of this project go towards the work that we do with the children. But as I was sharing earlier, you know, we cannot afford a container of apples. That container is donated to us by generous donors, and we in turn sell those apples so that we can generate proceeds for the work that we do. And just, you know, I know there's a lot of people who watch Channel 7, and I want to big up all of our partners, Miss Sharon, Miss Julie, Miss Shannon, and all of the churches that work with us and schools. Thank you so much for being a part of the Belize Camping Experience, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to work with the children and impact the community. And so it's for $120 a box. Our phone number is 614-3579, and right now we have an early bird promotion that if you purchase and pay before November 30th, it is for that price. And so $120. So if you are still thinking about, you know, your apple, which is kind of like a main staple here in Belize, that everybody for December have one apples,
Christmas.
right? For Christmas.
Your Christmas apple, yeah?
Yeah.
Man.
So if you're thinking of purchasing a box of apples, please purchase it from us. You might say, you know, a box is too much. I might not be able to afford it, but partner with someone else.
Right.
And pitch in so that you actually can get that box. I want to also shout out to all those people who have been just calling our office and donating towards schools and the elderly so far. Thank you so much. There are still many other schools and organizations here in Belize who are wanting boxes of apples as well. Like teachers, they're putting out little treats at the end of the school year.
Right.
And if you feel led to be able to donate towards a specific school of your choice, please give us a call. We would love to reserve that box of apples for them. So yeah.
And I like the idea that you mentioned that even if your family, maybe you're a family of 2, 3, or whatever it is, and a whole box of apples is too much for you, you can partner with other people, but you also can be having it as a donation to others. So maybe your alma mater, you graduated and you want to give them like a Christmas treat or whatever it is. You buy this box of apples and you're like, hey guys, can you deliver it with a little message for me? And they're gonna get it done for you. So I think it's other ways of not saying it doesn't have to be for you directly. It can be a donation to the children's home. It can be a donation to Heaven House. It can be a donation to a school. There's like multiple sources, and it's Christmas time you're thinking about where you want to give back. And apples are nutritious. They're a perfect way of being healthy and everything. So like I think it's a great way to tie in of giving back, because the proceeds go directly to funding all that you guys do with your outreach. And I think I really want to just get into just a couple things. It doesn't have to be too much details, but to understand why the donation and the fundraiser is important. What does the money go towards for the apples that you guys sell?
Yeah. So as BC, our biggest time of the year would be the summer, where we do summer day camps in different communities. I mean, we're called Belize Camping Experience. A lot of people might think that, you know, we're taking kids camping in the woods and stuff like that, but it's actually not that. We have a lot of young people from all over the country come and volunteer with us during the summer, maybe a week or two or for the entire summer. And they get some training there, and then we, in the mornings of the summer, we come into the city to run these summer day camps. We do one right here on Albert Street, the Water Walkers, with Miss Julie. It's right here at the front. We do some in Jane Usher on George Street. We do visit some of the surrounding communities like Ladyville and sometimes Hattieville, right? So we go into their communities and we run the camps there. So for example, we'll go to the Jane Usher area, and one of our partners there is Miss Shannon, who has a love and passion for kids. So she'll just have the kids from that neighborhood come to her yard, right? And we'll run the summer day camp there. We'll be on the street. We'll set up a tent, take out a speaker, and our young people will be there, and we'll run the summer day camp.
Wow.
Right? And that's this year. This past summer, we was like a summer of 6 weeks, and we were able to do 10 different camps. I think it was about 600 kids that we were able to reach, and with the help of around 60 young people from all around the country.
Yeah.
Right? And then maybe Ms. Blanco can talk a little bit about those amazing young people. But even after the summer, we do our follow-ups because we value follow-ups. So our kids ministry department will go back into those same neighborhoods throughout the year to keep building on those relationships. So it's not like we go in the summer, they never see us again.
One and done and stay
No,
again.
you're like we keep going there every week or every 2 weeks to visit them, to see how we're doing, to still take lessons and games and activities into those same neighborhoods. So like we build relationship with them. So next year around when the summer camps come, like the kids already know us, they're excited. They just
Bringing
can't
in
wait
more
for
people.
Yeah, right. They bring their friends, and then the camp just keeps growing and growing. And that's just like the main things that we just want to be able to share the hope of Jesus to these kids, right? To give them this influence that, you know, there is something more, right? Yeah.
And those things are completely free. When the young people come in and they are at our base, we don't charge them lodging, we don't charge them for food. That is kind of the proceeds of Apples, right? That comes
Everything
in.
is funding for all the
Everything
outreach that you guys
for
do.
everything.
Okay.
And yeah, I think sometimes people don't get to understand that, but it is a beautiful part of our vision of Belize, changing Belize, where if I'm a Belizean and you're a Belizean, we have everything that we need to be able to impact our country, right? And so I think that is definitely something that we want to be able to highlight even right now, that people might be asking, how can I get involved? Right? There are a lot of ways. Even right now, we're looking for volunteers to come and help us unload the container of apples. If that's something that you haven't seen before and you want to be able to just give of your time, we would love to have people just come on in and help us unload that container.
And we put the number, well, Brandon put the number in the chat, 614-3579 for the viewers that are watching on TV that can't see the chat, because I always say I'll repeat the number because of them, knowing that they can't see a chat here. 614-3579. You can be able to contact them and be able to get your apples or donate your time. Remember, donating time, I think, is one of the cheapest things that you can try to do and make sure they're making an impact as well. But the apples are until, like you mentioned, November 30th, sold for $120, and you can be able to reserve at this present moment, reserve your box of apples to give and donate to somebody. I'm thinking about all those area reps out there who are calling to you that want to give something to your constituents.
All the businesses.
All the business out there, you can be able to donate, have apples on display and say, come in, pick an apple up when you're shopping or whatever it is. Little things like that along the way. It's a healthy treat for people. And who doesn't love a good apple, a nice, juicy, crunchy apple? As we're wrapping up, is there any final words that you want to give to the public, to the viewers?
December 12th and 13th is distribution, and you will be able to pick up your apples at any Caribbean chicken store all around Belize. So for those of you asking, you know, how can I, is this countrywide? Yes, it is countrywide, as long as there is a Caribbean chicken store in your area.
All right.
So yeah, just, you know, give us a call. Our office is waiting.